How to grow corn from an ear of corn. Hello, welcome to 7 Savings Garden, where we talk about gardening, ways to save money, and other special events. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified of all upcoming videos. So if you want to grow corn from an ear of corn, one important thing you have to make sure is that the corn is completely mature and is completely dry. And once it's dry, then you can use the ear of corn. You can hear the sound from the dry corn hitting the paper plate over there, and you just want to take out the corn seeds by pressing your finger against the corn, and it's gonna come out like that. So once you do that, you're able to get your corn seeds from the ear of corn. So here I have all my corn seeds, and this is what's left of it. This I'm just gonna add that to my compost pile, but this is the corn that we're gonna plant. And what I do is I soak it for at least 24 to 48 hours before I plant it. So I already I separated them into different cups because there are 3 or 4 different varieties, and I like to separate the varieties so that I know which, at least next year I'll know which one was tasted best or which one did well, and then I'll go from there. But I just separate it. You can just combine it all in one container, or you can just separate them in separate containers. So with this, you can just soak it in regular water, or you can do a hydrogen solution, which will be like you can add like a drop of hydrogen peroxide into a cup like that, and that should be fine. So the ones that are on the air like that I'm just pulling out over here are the ones that are not going to do well. Once you throw your seeds or put your seeds in the water like that and they start floating, all the ones that are floating are not going to do well. So just take them out. Don't have to bother about that. So we're just going to wait for 24 hours to 48 hours before we plant it. Doing that will help it at least speed up the germination process. Okay, this is it after 48 hours. The seeds are soaked. You can see it started germinating already. So most people soak it for like 8 or 12 or 24 hours. I just soak mine for 48 hours just to improve the process. So once it's all soaked like this, I can plant it now. You can plant it directly without soaking. That's fine. You can also do that. If you don't want to wait 24 hours to plant it, you can just soak it like that, or you can just plant it like that without soaking. As you can see, most of these are already soaked in a lot of water, and should start germinating very soon. Let me show you an example over here where it's already, you can see a close-up of it. It's very it's already germinated, and it should be ready to be transplanted into the garden. So we're gonna transplant all of them into the garden. And what you do is you just dig a hole. You can use your hand, or you can use a tool like this. Just dig a hole. I plant 3 or 4 at a time. Sometimes I plant 5 at a time. You just drop it in there and you close the soil. You don't worry how deep it is. It's gonna come out. That's it. You just water it, and that's it. So this is it after a week. Most of what I planted they all germinated, and they're looking great. I plant them at least 3 to 4 feet apart. That gives me enough space for other vegetables that I'm growing in the garden to be able to grow in between the corn. So I just plant them mixed together with other stuff. So I just make sure that I give at least 3 to 4 feet spacing between each set of corns. Like these ones here, we have like 4 of them growing here. I'm gonna give a little bit of space between each of them. And you don't really need, with corn, it's very easy to grow. You don't need fertilizer. You don't need any special fertilizer to grow it. You can just grow it without fertilizer as long as you have a good soil. If you don't have a good soil, then you can use regular fertilizer on it a couple of times. It should be fine within the growing period. But most often, if you have a good compost, corn will do well, and they will still do great. For corn, you just want to make sure you keep the soil moist I'll say water it regularly, depending on the temperature and the weather. Okay, that's it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it, and I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share. Thanks for watching, and happy growing.